This week we are looking at the theme of documenting the stories, the relationships, the everyday life stuff of the kinds of relationships we've been kind of focusing on with this Connecting with Creativity series.
Those things are really important to me, and journaling life is really important since that's what I do for a living, scrapbooking and keeping a record of the things that we do in our life. And I think it's really important. I want my kids to know the things that we did every day, and I enjoy telling stories to everyone who will listen of the things that they did when they were little. And we keep a constant photo library going all the time and switching things out on our Apple TV so that there's a slideshow going and the kids look at pictures of themselves a long time ago and get a chance to laugh about all of that stuff every day.
I like to document little things here and there. A lot of times my children might not know, or my husband might not know what I wrote down or squiggled. I try to keep them in the same notebook, but I've also gotten a folder of little things. If I'm given a note or told something and I don't have time, I'll scratch it down so I don't forget that was really funny or that was really sweet. And a lot of times later I will look back at those and try to put them in a project or a card of something that was said that they'll remember these things. And my family is we're big storytellers, aren't we? Emma she has a lot of aunts and uncles. I come from a huge family and they tell a lot of stories. And so those stories get handed down. But I would also like that permanent ink kind of document as well.
I keep a jar and a few boxes and a couple of drawers and random armoires here and there, and maybe some tins that have photos and ticket stubs and plane stubs and tags from clothes and all kinds of other things like that that I've either written on or put together. And of course journaling, taking a lot of photos, documenting everything and putting it all together in scrapbooks. Even if I don't have a chance to do everything, I know that when I want to go back and find a pamphlet or something that from one of Ariana's dance recitals, that I know I've kept it and I can go back and do it another day.
Part of what a sampler is a story written with threads. It's stitched with threads and it really tells a story. And so occasionally I'll do a sampler and I'll record our current history by including our names on the sampler or something of our activities on the sampler, so it's stitched and it will last and go on for generations.
Sometimes I look in my mom's notebook and I see some beautiful really pictures.
Mm-hmm. I documented getting ready for a trip, the days up, and then some of the events that happened during that. It was a Disney trip, so there's so much that goes on in your day that it's hard to cram it all in and remember, so I kind of journaled it. And so this trip I didn't do it, and Emma asked me, why didn't you journal? Why didn't you write a notebook for it? And then I felt really bummed because I wish I would have.
But I can remember a lot of things, so whenever she needs to remember stuff, she could just ask me. And we have a lot of pictures, so that's part of it too.
Mm-hmm. Our photos.
I like to tell the stories, and I will tell stories of when the kids were little, and of course I really enjoy telling the stories about the grandchildren to all of my friends, and so many times Christina is the one who gets to record those when she's doing her journals and scrapbooking it, and it's so much fun to then to see it come out in one of her albums or one of her pages in the future, so that's a lot of fun for me.
The active storytelling has been enjoyed by generations and generations. As long as people have existed, we tell stories around our dinner tables, around campfires, over the phone. We laugh about it as we're typing it out in an email. And as scrapbookers, we have this amazing art form to work with in telling those stories. To see the projects that coordinate with this week's theme of documenting, go to www.twopeasinabucket.com, hover over Classes and Events, and click on the Events section. Thanks for watching!